Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Antar Jyotir Bahir Jyotihi Pratyak Jyotih Parat Paraha Jyoti Jyoti Swayam Jyotihi Atma Jyoti Shivosmyaham. Hari Om, salutations to all. Shubha Yama Dviteeya or Bhratra Dviteeya. So today is the last day in the sequence, in the series of days where we celebrate the Deepavali Mahotsav, or is also called Kaumudi Mahotsav, because people on the earth rejoice. Kaumudi is earth, Kumuda is earth. So Yama Dviteeya. So Trayodashi we do Yama Deepdan, Naraka Chaturdashi we do Yama Tarpan, and now this Yama Dviteeya is again where Yamaraj is associated with this Utsav. So it begins with Yamaraj, ends with Yamaraj. Now what is the significance? Let us see. So Yama Dviteeya, brothers and sisters should worship the Lord Yama, Yamuna Devi and Chitragupta. Today we worship these three. Because the legend is that Yamaraj, nobody invites Yamaraj. Everybody is scared of Yamaraj. And so Yamuna Devi thought, Yamuna Devi and Yamaraj, they are brothers and sisters. They are children of Surya and Sandhya. So Yamuna Devi, she thought that let me invite Bhagwan to my house, to Yamaraj to my house, and on this Kartik Shukla Dvitiya, she invited Yamaraj, made a very nice feast for him, and with all Atiti Satkar, etc., she was welcomed and the food was offered lovingly and he was very happy. So that day, he asked her, what is a boon that you want? And she said that on that day, whichever sister invites the brother for food, offers the food, and the brother also has the food, Yamaraj should not trouble both of them. And so that is what he said here, that when the puja is done, they both worship. We'll come to that. Bhavishyottara Purana and Padma Purana, they mention this, that he who eats a meal prepared by his sister's hand on the day of Kartik Shukla Dvitiya, on which King Yama was served in this world, a meal by Yamuna, through affection secures wealth and the best of the food. So that Yama Dviteeya is when brother and sister together. So it's not that only the sister is praying for the brother's well-being. It is both ways actually. We will see how it goes. So the shloka which is chanted is this: Ehi martanda japasha hasta yamantaka loka dharmaresha lokadharamaresha, sorry, lokadharam lokadhara amaresha, that's the splitting. Lokadharamaresha Bhratridvitiya Kritadeva Pujam Grahana Chargyam Bhagavan Namaste. So one invokes Bhagwan Yama saying, "O Yama, please come. You are the son of Surya. You have a nose in your hand. Please accept this worship that is offered on Bhratridvitiya and also this Arghya." So one invokes, like how Yamuna Devi invited Yamaraj, same way one invites. And one worships Yamaraj, Yamuna Devi as well as Chitragupta, all the three. So Yama specifically is invoked with this shloka: Dharmaraja namastubhyam namaste Yamuna graja pahimam kinkaraisardham Surya putra namostute. So salutations to Dharmaraj, who is the elder brother of Yamuna Devi. And what is the prayer? Please protect me along with your servants, meaning consider me like your servant, and just like you protect all your servants, with that humility one invokes. Salutations to the son of Surya, Surya Putra Namostute. So one invokes Yamaraj. Then one invokes Yamuna Devi also, because she has the love and affection for Yamaraj, and also she fearlessly called him. So Yamasvasar namastestu Yamune loka pujite Varada bhava me nityam Surya Putri Namostute. So salutations to you, O Yamuna, the sister of Yama, and who is honored by people, who always, may she always confer on me favors. O daughter of Surya, salutations to you. So Yama Dharmaraj. So when we invoke Yamaraj, we are invoking Dharma in our heart. When we are invoking Yamuna Devi, we are invoking Bhakti. And Chitragupta. So Chitragupta is, see, when Bhagwan, so Brahmaji created this creation and then he gave the portfolio, assigned the ministries, So there, Yamaraj was given this task of maintaining dharma and also helping people to transition from one birth to the other. So Yamaraj said that I need some assistant because this is very laborious amount of work, because one is to maintain all the karmic accounts of jivas, and then second is to actually help in transition. So he said, I need some assistance. So Brahmaji meditated, and from his body Chitragupta appeared. So it is from the body of Brahmaji that Chitragupta manifested, and so Kaya, body is called Kaya. So Chitragupta is called Kayastha. So there is a group of descendants of Chitragupta who are called Kayastha. And he had two wives. One was a Brahman girl and one was a Kshatriya girl. And so this Kayastha community will have both these qualities, and they have adhikara to take up any one of them, one of the varnas. Now what does Chitragupta do? So Chitragupta is one who keeps all the accounts of every jiva's karmas. He assists Yamaraj, he is in the court of Yamaraj, and he is the one who, see, Chitra and Gupta. So one meaning is also this, that hidden picture. So he is like the CCTV camera of nowadays. Everything it will record, no? So he is as a Devata, yes, he is there in the, what we call the Sabha of Yamaraj. But Chitragupta also in the subjective context means that every thought and every action that we do, whether world knows it or not, people see it or not, it leaves an impression on our mind. And that's the picture. A memory is created out of it. The chitta records everything. And that chitta comes with us life after life. So as a devata, definitely he exists and he ensures that the jiva gets the right karma phala. And traditionally it is said when the jiva drops the body, one goes to the Yamaloka, and there, as per the accounts of karma, the jiva attains further lokas and whatever gati the jiva has to attain. So one worships Chitragupta today and prays that may we do our duties so that we get out of the cycle of birth and death. So this is the shloka for him. Masibhajana samyuktam dhyayetam cha mahabalam lekhani pattikahastam chitraguptam namamyaham. So there is a peacock feather in his hand which is used to tip and write the accounts. Masibhajana samyuktam dhyayetam cha mahabalam, who is very powerful, who has lekhani pattika hastam. In his hands he has the pen and the book. To that Chitragupta we salute. So these three shlokas one chants, invokes. So the puja is done of all the three, Yamunaji, Yamaraj and Chitragupta. One chants these shlokas and offers the various arghya and everything. And brother must recite these 10 names of Lord Yama before going to the sister's house. So the brother will pray for the sister first. It's not only the sister is praying for the brother's well-being and protection. His brother will pray for the sister. Yamo nihanta pitadharma rajo vaivasvato dandadharascha kalaha bhutadhipo datta kritanusari kritanta etaddashanama bhirjapet. So these 10 names one chants. This is a form of Yamaraj. 4 hands. In one hand he has a mace, one hand he has a noose, the 2 other hands are free. One of the some places it is said he has a trishul also in his one hand, and with one hand he controls this buffalo. Buffalo is his vahan. And he is a Shiva Bhakta, so he has the Tripundra, the mark of 3 lines of vibhuti on his forehead, on his arms, etc. also. Many places he is depicted as blue. One of his names also is Nilaya Parameshtine. So in the shloka it comes Nilaya. So he is depicted blue. Some places he will also be depicted in green color. So this is Yamaraj, and Yama also means control. So when we control our senses, our mind, and we stay focused on righteous values, living in a dharmic way, that is Yama. That is the way to even get beyond death. If we live in a dharmic way, our mind becomes pure, and in that pure mind, Brahmajnana arises and one goes beyond birth and death. So we may be scared of Yamaraj and we may not like Yamaraj, or we may feel that, oh, Yama is death and inauspicious and all that. That is a conditioning. Yama only is Dharmaraj. And how beautiful is that one who follows Dharma becomes Amara. One who does not follow Dharma, that person only has to get scared. That person has to fear. That person only will feel that now what will happen to me, I don't know, and whatever adharmic things one has done, then the negative karmas, consequences will come, and Yamaraj is the one who will give those results with the help of Chitragupta. So one remembers Yamaraj and prays for the sister's well-being and protection, which is to also say that what really protects is dharma. That's why the beautiful line, dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. That one who destroys dharma, dharma will destroy that person. One who protects dharma, dharma will protect that person. So if we follow the path of righteousness, it is good for us. We evolve and we go beyond this cycle of birth and death. And dharma, when it is followed, then even the rest of the things happen. Punya comes, and with punya comes all the other good things, health and wealth and prosperity and fame and loving relationships. All comes because of punya. Even good sleep comes because of punya. And so when we remember these basic things, the brother prays that may the sister be protected, may she live in a dharmic way, may dharma protect her. And please remember, dharma is not just some laws or some inert, books, dharma shastra. Dharma is Bhagwan himself. Dharma is the cosmic rhythm in this whole universe. And there are universal laws. And so when we follow those universal laws, then we are living a dharmic life. And hence the brother prays for the sister, and the sister also prays for the brother. So sister also worships the Murti of Yamaraj. So both brother sister will worship. And sister also remembers the Chiranjeevis. Bhraturayushya vridhyartham bhagini bhiryamasya vai pujaniya prayatnena pratimascha vidhanataha. So to increase the ayu, or for the longevity of the brother, bhagini bhiryamasya vai, bhagini the sister will pray to Yama. Pujaniya prayatnena, she must worship with all efforts she should put for it. What? Pratima, the Murti of Yamaraj, Vidhanataha, with in all as per the Shastra Vidhi. And also remember the Chiranjeevi. So, Markandeyo Balirvyaso Hanumanshcha Vibhishanaha Kripo Drauni Parshurama Ete Ashtau Chirajeevinaha. 8 Chiranjeevis one remembers. Markandeya, Bali, Vyasa, Hanuman, Vibhishan, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, Parshuram. So these are Chiranjeevis, meaning they will live till the end of this kalpa. When that cycle of creation goes into dissolution, then they also merge back into Brahmaji. So remembering Chiranjeevis means what? May my brother also be immortal. So the sister and brother both pray for the longevity and well-being of each other. Markandeyo Mahabhaga Saptakalanta Jivana Chirajeevi Yathatvam Hi Tatha Me Bhrataram Kuru. So, oh the great Markandeya, you are a Chiranjeevi as you live for 7 kalpas. So each of them have some different time duration. They will live for that long period of time. So here it is said for Markandeya, it is 7 kalpas. 1000 Chaturyugis is 1 kalpa. 1 Chaturyugi is Satyug, Tretayug, Dwapar, Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. Then this Dwapar Yuga is 8,64,000, 12,96,000 is Treta Yuga, and Satyug is 17,28,000. This totally comes to some 43 lakh some number. That is the cycle of 1 Chaturyugi. 1000 such Chaturyugis is 1 kalpa, and 7 such kalpas Markandeya is living for. The idea is, one is not saying that my brother should live for so long. The idea is to say that may my brother live long. And why should one live long? So that one does sadhana and one attains purnatvam, one attains fulfillment. moksha one has to attain. The final purpose of the last stage of life, specifically, is the sannyas, where one detaches from the BMI and realizes the self. So, in general, one will say brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyas, that is the sequence one follows. So, that is called a full life, a complete life. So, the sister prays that may the brother attain immortality. Brother prays, may the sister attain immortality. And what is the real immortality? It is not the, just living in this body forever. It is to realize the immortal self. So Yama Dviteeya is meant for that purpose, that we remember Bhagwan, follow dharma, control our body, mind, intellect, so that we turn within. The purpose of controlling is not suppression. The purpose of controlling is that when we do only dharmic inputs, when we take, the mind becomes purified. That purified mind will turn within, and it will realize the self, which is absolute consciousness, which is unborn, unchanging, undying. That is true immortality. And so this is the significance of Yama Dviteeya, Bhratri Dviteeya. The Tithi is Dviteeya, but it will lead to a Advaitic realization only. Both pray for each other, both pray for the well-being, and both pray for each other's realization of immortality. And so these are some of the traditions we should revive in our culture. So when otherwise it becomes just a formality that one goes to the house of the sister and then they have some nice pleasantries are exchanged, and then maybe some gifts are given and food is served. One has to remember Yamaraj, one has to remember the Chiranjeevis, one should pray. That will make the bond also stronger, that will spiritually connect all of us. And honestly speaking, the real connection we have is spiritual connection. The rest of it is karmic connection, and that lasts so long as that karmic connection is there. One will be together. When karmic connection is completed, and one departs. In this flow of life, we are like that. The lots of pieces of straw, they float together in a river. For some time they travel together, then again they depart. The Adhyatma Ramayana gives this analogy. Like that, we jivas, we come together, we travel for some time, again we depart, again we come. So karma brings us together, but really speaking, the Atma in all of us is the same. And the purpose of coming together is so that we deepen this spiritual bond, and we break this bond of karma finally to realize the self. So whichever relationship it may be, each one helps the other to know the self. And then that is the best purpose of the relationship. Spiritualizing the relationships, divinizing the relationships, a very, very sacred and sublime purpose of the relationships. Now, so today we will remember Yamraj. Don't get scared. Don't think that if you remember Yamraj, death will come to you. Nothing will happen. The more we remember about death, the more we have the more we value our time. Because each of us has limited time, but we live as though we have unlimited time. We don't have any unlimited time. Time is so limited. And the trick that the mind plays is, I have a lot of time. We don't have. So Shivananda used to say, that 4 things you should remember. And the more and more we remember these 4 things, more and more our priorities become very clear, that what do I really want to focus on? Because when time is limited, then we have to prioritize. What is the most important one? Do that first, then the next one. Otherwise, most of the time we are doing little things and time passes away and the important things get left out. That's why Stephen Covey said, first things first, prioritizing. So what are the 4 things we should remember? First, he said, remember ephemeral nature of life. That everything is momentary, it is changing continuously. Nothing remains the same. That change itself is death. So remember ephemeral nature of life. Second, remember death. That one day this body is going to drop. And that day is when, which moment, nobody knows. It is a myth to think I will die after becoming old. Anyone can drop the body anytime. Third, remember God. Because if we think that if everything is ephemeral and ultimately the body is going to drop, then what is the purpose? Why am I here? I am here to realize the divinity. Is that even possible? And if yes, then how? He said, remember saints. So many great sadhus, mahatmas, they have realized the truth. They are also born as humans like us, but they do the sadhanas, and over many lifetimes they realize the absolute truth. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. So we are in a yatra, we are on a journey. So many people like to take up yatra, tirtha yatra, go to this temple, go to Char Dham, go to Kailas, go to Ashtavinayak, go to 12 Jyotirlings, all that. That tirtha yatra is meant to stop our jiva yatra. How many lifetimes we have been traveling? Right now also we are traveling in time continuously. So this jiva yatra has to stop. Those who have seen enough understand the limitations of it. Those who have not seen enough, explore, enjoy, celebrate. Many things one will see. And then at some point the mind says, enough of all this. These are toys in life. I have played enough. Now I need to outgrow this. Then that vairagya comes. When one sees these first two things, ephemeral nature of life and death. This is said in the Gita also. Dosha buddhi, dukkha buddhi. Both are very important. If both these we see, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. Continuously, Anudarshanam, we have to reflect on the ephemeral nature of life as well as the pain that it causes. Dosha is the limitation and pain is the sorrow it brings. Of what? Janma, birth, Mrityu, death, Jara, old age, Vyadhi, disease. Life is afflicted by all these. Such a temporary life we have. Like how it is said in Bhaju Govindam, it is like a drop of water hanging delicately on the lotus leaf or lotus petal. Little breeze passes, it will fall. Our life is like that, hanging so delicately. So we pray to Yamaraj that please help us to live in a dharmic way, turn within, realize the absolute truth. And so Markandeya specifically is worshipped because of that. Markandeya, we know the story, he was born to Mrikandu Rishi and they prayed to Bhagwan Shiva that they want a child. Bhagwan Shiva appeared and he said, you have to choose. You may get a child who is very brilliant and very knowledgeable, but who will live only 16 years, or you will get a dull-witted child who will live for long. They chose the bright child. And so he was very bright and very young in his age. He mastered the Vedas, etc. And the father also taught him. And by the time he was around 11, 12 years, the father also told him that your lifespan is short, it's 16 years only. So he said, nothing to worry. And he became Upasak of Bhagwan Shiva also. Every day he will worship Shiva Linga. And so on the appointed day and time when his body has to be dropped, he is worshipping Bhagwan. And Yamaraj comes there. he swings his nose and puts it on Markandeya, and Markandeya has held on to the linga. So when he has held on to the linga, the nose falls on Shivalinga also. And he tries to pull the jiva out from there, from that linga. Bhagavan himself manifests, and one kick he gives to Yamaraj. See, Yamaraj was doing his duty only. Many people think, why did Bhagavan kick him? The point is, Yamaraj was doing his duty only. The point Bhagavan wanted to make was this, that when the devotee is remembering the Supreme Lord, then Yamadutas cannot do anything, Yamaraj also cannot do anything. It is not to say that Markandeya should not die. It is to prove the importance of bhakti, that bhakti will give fearlessness, bhakti will ensure that we have that Shraddha in Bhagwan, and bhakti will lead to finally immortality. Because bhakti is that which will unite us with that self which is birthless and deathless. Shiva is that. No birth, no death for Shiva. And he is worshipping Shiva. So it was for that Mahima to glorify bhakti. And Yamaraj also seeks forgiveness, and he says, oh Bhagavan, please forgive me. Obviously, Yamaraj knows that what is the glory of bhakti, etc. And you know that he is ignorant. But again, this is whole Leela done to make us aware that we have a limited time. In that limited time, remember Bhagavan, attain immortality. Mrikandu Rishi got a long life, there is no doubt. But again, as we said, that long life of 7 kalpas is to realize the truth. He already had darshan of Bhagavan Shiva. Then there are many things that he goes through. The Puranas give very beautiful descriptions of that. And he shares that with everybody. So his long life is meant for that. All these Chiranjeevis are not living long, except that Ashwathama. Most of them are devotees of Bhagavan, and they are there for the well-being of the universe. And there are people who have darshan of these great Chiranjeevis appropriate times when their minds are also ready for it. Bhagavan Vedavyas ji has met so many of them. And Shankaracharya ji he extended the life of Shankaracharya ji by 16 years. So we remember the immortals today and pray for the real immortality, that may we attain the Atma Tattva. And so we will meditate today on Yamadharma first, and then we will meditate on our pure nature as consciousness. There's a beautiful shloka from Brahmajnanavali, 4th verse. Shuddha Chaitanya Rupoham, my nature is pure consciousness, I am not this body, mind, intellect. Atma Ramoham Evacha, I am the self, Atma, and I revel in that state. Aham Eva, I am that Atma Ram in whom everything revels and who revels in the hearts of all. That supreme consciousness I am. Akhandananda Rupoham, I experience unbroken bliss. The pleasure we get in this world is broken, is temporary. And one pleasure replaces the other. Or even a painful thought will replace that pleasure. So whatever Vishayananda is, there is Khanda Ananda. This is Akhandananda, unbroken bliss. Every moment is timeless actually. There is no time in that. That's why it is Akhandananda Rupoham. Timeless, eternal bliss it is. That is my nature. Aham Eva, I alone pervade this. I alone am actually. There is no duality. And Aham Avyayaha, I am immortal. So today we will meditate on this. In the first part, we will meditate on Yamaraj. Second part, we will meditate on consciousness. Sit erect, the head, the neck, and the spine in a straight line. Relax your shoulders. Let your hands be in your lap. Close your eyes gently. Let there be a pleasant smile on your face. Come to a comfortable posture without any strain in any part of the body. Be grateful to Bhagwan for all the relationships that we have in life. These relationships are mirrors of life. We become aware of many of our positive and negative qualities because of these. They are schools for enlightenment, where we learn to give and receive lovingly, where we learn to sacrifice, adjust, forgive, serve. So thank Bhagwan for all the relationships in life. May we learn to be loving with detachment. May we not be possessive in our life. All types of people come into our life, good, bad, indifferent, combinations of these. Everybody we thank Bhagwan that each one has taught us something. Specifically, think about your brother or sister. Thank Bhagwan that you have a brother or sister. If you don't have immediate brother or sister, think about any cousins, anybody else. And today's meditation dedicated for them, for their well-being. Suggest to the mind that for the next 30 minutes I am steady and still without any movements. I am alert, awake, and quiet. For the next 30 minutes, I am only a seeker or a devotee. We will relax the body and remember that every breath also tells us that we are immortal. We are not this perishable body, mind, or intellect. As we say so, take a slow, steady, and deep breath and feel that your body is filled with light and energy. As we say hum, exhale slow, steady, and completely. And with each breath as you take in, observe the movements in the body, observe the mind, and know that you are the self indicated by Soham. Exhale all the air. So continue to breathe at your own pace. In the space between the two eyebrows or in your heart, visualize a circle of white light. Invoke the auspicious form of your Sadguru or worship Bhagavan as the light. Pray to the Sadguru that may we realize the immortal self through the knowledge of Vedanta. May everyone come to realize their immortal nature. May we live the knowledge that the Sadguru gives us. May His grace and blessings lead us, guide us, protect us. Offer some flowers at the feet of the Sadguru. Perform a pradakshina. Come to prostrate in front of the Sadguru. You pose the Sadguru back into your heart. Invoke the auspicious form of Bhagwan Yama. He wears a golden crown. There is a Tripundra mark on his forehead. He is blue in color, symbolizing infinity. He has broad eyes. He has a big mustache. There are earrings in his earlobes, golden earrings. There is a yellow Angavastram around his shoulders, passing through his hands. He wears golden necklaces and ornaments on his chest, on his arms and the wrists. He wears a red dhoti. In one hand he has a mace, in the other he has a nose. In the third, sometimes it is shown that he has a trishul or a dharma danda. And with the fourth hand he controls the buffalo on whom he sits. There are two attendants, one in front of the buffalo, one at the back holding the umbrella. We invoke him with this beautiful shloka. Dharmaraja namastubhyam namaste yamunagraja pahi mam kinkarai sardham suryaputra namostute. Our salutations to Dharmaraj, who is the elder brother of Yamuna Devi, who is the son of Surya. May he protect us along with all his servants. May he inspire us to walk the path of Dharma. May he inspire us to control our mind, our senses, and turn within to realize the immortal self. We will chant this simple mantra, remembering Yamadharmaraj. So we will say Yamadharmarajaya Namaha. Om Yamadharmarajaya Namaha. We will chant 27 times. Om Yamadharmarajaya Namaha. Om Om Yamadharmarajaya Namaha. 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 Continue mentally. May Yamaraj help us to walk the path of Dharma. One who protects Dharma, Dharma protects that person. May we do our duties anchored in values. May we do our duties dedicating them to Bhagwan. May we live in a dharmic way. As given in our scriptures. May Mother Yamuna bless us with bhakti for Ishvara. May she purify our mind. May Chitragupta help us to realize that every karma brings a karma phala. Good karmas bring punya, bad karmas bring papa, and nobody can escape this karma. When we realize that we alone have to go through it, there is no justification for any adharmic karma. Then we commit ourselves to the path of Dharma. No matter what we have done so far, let us go through our karma with dignity, without blaming anybody. If you think anybody else is the cause of your sorrow, let go of that feeling. We are responsible for it. Ratnakar transformed into Valmiki when he realized that he alone has to pay for his sins. He took to the path of Dharma. So pray to Yama Dharmaraj that may we be committed to Dharma uncompromisingly. For our relationships, we should never compromise Dharma. Dharma comes with us even after death. Nothing and no one else will come with us. May we live in a dharmic way, worshipping Bhagwan, doing our duties. As we live that way, our mind becomes purified and we can contemplate on the self which is immortal. Suddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramohameva Cha Akhandananda Rupoham Aham Avyayah. Buddha Chaitanya Rupoham Atma Ramohameva Cha Akhandananda Rupoham Ahamevahamavyayah. Pure consciousness I am. I am not this body, mind, intellect. I am not the jiva. I am the self, which is the Atma. I revel in that self, Atma Rama. I don't need any other pleasure or entertainment. I am the self, which is unbroken bliss. As infinite consciousness, I alone am, and I am immortal. Beyond birth, change, and death, I am that immortal consciousness. Offer some flowers at the feet of Yamaraj. Perform a pradakshina. Come to prostrate in front of Yamaraj. Feel that his hand is on your head With His grace, may we walk the path of Dharma and realize Brahma. Repose the Lord back into your heart. Be aware of the body. Be aware of the breath. Be aware of the happenings around you. We pray for the well-being of everyone. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om. Rub your palms, rest them on the face, gently open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. It was nice to meditate 7 days on various aspects of Deepavali and remember Bhagavan. Like we said yesterday, please do help us to fulfill the Sankalpa of 1008 Paduka Pujas and do the registration, invoke the grace of Puja Gurudev, and do the puja at your home or in the kutia or wherever you like. Online streaming also can happen. All these talks are already there on Chinmay Shivam YouTube channel. So if you want to repeat, if you want to continue meditation, you are welcome to do that. If some of you want to offer a Guru Dakshina, that is your choice. We will just share that link in the group. I'm sharing it here also. This is the link. Hari Om.